Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Sean from Ridesharing101.com. And today is Friday, July 5th. And as many of you know, when I make these video logs, I don't edit. I basically do them straight to the iPhone and I post to the YouTube channel, and that's that. Don't have a lot of time for editing. It's easier this way. It's a little more sort of stream of consciousness. So I did a video yesterday, and for some reason the end cut off, and I meant to reshoot it, but I just didn't have the time. And what it was is it was a plan on how I was going to approach my 4th of July driving. And I think it's interesting because how I ended up approaching it was a little different from how I planned. So I thought I would talk about that because I think it's a good example of flexibility and how you should kind of look at your ride sharing. And the first part is research. I basically drove the Wednesday before the 4th of July, and I was talking to a lot of people, and I found out that half the people were traveling. They were leaving early. They were going to British Columbia. They were going to Tahoe. They were going to San Diego. They were going up to Yosemite. And then the other half were staying in town, and they were going to barbecue or have dinner, hang out, do some activity. Maybe go watch the fireworks down at Pier 39. So I thought, okay, well, the plan is this. I will drive early in the morning. I'll do a split shift, 4 hours in the morning, and I'll get the travelers, and then I'll do 4 hours in the evening, and I will get the celebratory crowd, if you will. And it didn't exactly go that way. What happened is I rented a car, and I ended up getting it for longer than I had expected. I got a deal on the time. So I ended up driving for 8 hours in the morning, and I did okay. I thought it would be a lot busier, and it turns out it wasn't. But the fares that I got were about twice as long, and I ended up getting half as many. So I did about probably 3 rides over the course of 2 hours, when normally it would be uncommon to do 3 rides in 1 hour. So that part worked out well. The interesting part was the evening. I thought that there would be more people sort of barbecuing or going to dinner, and there really wasn't any of that. There were people that wanted to go down to Pier 39 to watch the fireworks, and that was an absolute nightmare. The traffic was packed. They had a lot of streets blocked off. It was slow going, and I basically ended up taking a couple of groups down there. One, after the first one, I said, oh, no way, I'm not going to do this. And I turned the app off, and I went down on the peninsula. I went down to San Bruno, South San Francisco, and I ended up taking a group of guys up north back to the fireworks display. But they were far enough away. They were going to the ferry building instead of Pier 39 that I could navigate the traffic and turn around and go back. Then I had a fare that took me over to Oakland, and that was kind of my saving grace. It was a good fare, and I did a couple of other fares while I was over in the East Bay, and they were, a decent distance, $8 to $10 fares. So I ended up having a good night despite kind of a slow early start. I thought there would be more people going to dinner and back and forth, but basically it was just all about fireworks and other people trying to avoid that madness and getting out of the city before the huge traffic jam ensued. So what I learned was basically it's okay to have a plan, but you want to be flexible enough where you can adapt. And because I did well in the morning, I didn't panic in the evening when my numbers started to be off. So I think all total it was good, and I can use this in the future. So when there's another event, let's say Halloween, which is really big in San Francisco, Halloween, well, Halloween's a little different, Halloween and New Year's, because a lot of times the subway will run all night, or it will run until 2 o'clock in the morning, and it'll be free. But any kind of holiday that you have where it's in the middle of the week, this plan, you can use it for the future to kind of get a rough idea of how the day will be and whether it might be worth it for you or not. If I could only have driven from, let's say, noon till 4, it would have been a disastrous day. I probably would have made like $10, judging from, the evidence. So I had a plan. The plan changed a little bit, but I now know going forward, whenever the next holiday is, it very well might be Halloween. I'm not sure, but anyway, there will be other holidays in the middle of the week, and I can use this to my benefit. So you're always learning when you ride share. Next time I can post some information, I'll be a little bit more of an authority on the Facebook group that I'm a member of, or a different Facebook group, so I can give advice. I can also ask for, some clarification on some things. So it's good to have a plan, and it's good to evaluate your plan afterwards so you can learn, you can grow, and you can make more money. And that's what this is all about. Okay, guys, it's Sean from Ridesharing101. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next video.